I was just watching some brief video footage of the police shooting of a young 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant in Columbus, Ohio, just a few days ago. Um, Now, mind you, it is a tragedy for anyone to lose their life um, at or by the hands of a police officer. Uh, it is even more heart wrenching. It hits home much harder when a police officer shoots and kills a child. It does. Now, I'm not attacking uh, anyone in particular as it relates to this incident. Uh, then maybe I am. People have their interpretation, their perception of situations like this. But from the video that I watched, the police's body cam, if you will, and from the neighbors' video at their home, that perspective gave me a clearer perspective just based on that. I wasn't there, but just based on those two vantage points, if you will. And the amount of time that it took that police officer to discharge their weapon into that teen, it was not right. Let me be clear. This is me. Apparently, you get a call, disturbance. You arrive on the scene, police officer. You open the door of your car. You get out, you walk around, you have your hand behind you, apparently touching your gun, and your hand out in front of you, and you're trying to calm the situation down with your hand out in front of you. Not 20 seconds after you got out of your car, you shoot and kill a 16-year-old black girl. Got to pause for a moment. Not 20 seconds, and I'm being kind when I say 20 seconds. I believe the newscaster said it was about 9 seconds. But you discharge your weapon in 9 to 20 seconds, killing a 16-year-old girl. Gut reaction, instinctive response. How do you make a decision to shoot and kill someone, teen or adult? How do you make a decision, a quick response like that, which caused a fatality, when you haven't assessed the situation? Is that enough time to assess a situation? Myself, had it been me, I would have pulled up to the location, quickly scanned and assessed the situation. I saw the young lady with the knife. I'm putting myself in the position of the police officer. I see the young lady with the knife. Someone may get cut. Hopefully no one dies, but someone may get cut since she has the knife. Right after that police officer, myself in this particular instance, get out the car, I'm throwing verbal commands, and then behind me comes some support and or backup. My first instinct, even if other people are standing around in a melee or whatever, my first instinct is not going to pull my weapon and shoot someone. Not my first instinct. Between 9 and 20 seconds, couldn't do that. Because first of all, I don't have a clear enough train of thought to be able to say, this is what's going on. I don't know if the girl with the knife is the one that was being attacked. And that was her way to defend herself. Versus the girl with the knife being the perpetrator of a situation where she's maliciously trying to hurt somebody else. I don't know that. So I could be wrong in shooting her 29 and 20 seconds. Oh, that was the victim, possibly. And I killed the victim, the one who called us on the phone, maybe. That could have been the situation. So I may do a follow-up on this particular video once some of the other information unfolds. But as it stands right now with me, and I'm not speaking just simply from the standpoint of a father who has children, young grandchildren as well. I'm speaking from the standpoint of a humanitarian who saw a 16-year-old lose her life by 4 bullets from a police officer, a 16-year-old. This reminds me, honestly, of Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old, who lost his life in Cleveland, Ohio, several years ago. Got a phone call, 911 dispatcher was told that there was someone in the park, a recreation center if you will, with what appeared to be a gun, and she didn't know if it was a toy or not. Police officer arrived, pulls up to the spot, shoots the boy, opens the door and shoots the boy dead. The young man dead, 12 years old. And he had a toy gun. But guess what? There is an open carry law in Ohio. How do you fix that? He wasn't pointing the gun at anyone, at the police officers that arrived. He didn't point the gun at them. It's a toy. Can children not play with toy guns in a park or recreation center? This young man lost his life needlessly because the police officer did not assess the situation. He didn't pull up at a safe distance and observed the child at a distance. He pulled up in close proximity and murdered Tamir Rice. There's no other way to explain it. He murdered a 12-year-old. And so, more so than not, I should say, cities like to throw money at the family to make you forget some hush money. And that's what they did in the Tamir Rice incident. So I'm just saying that this young lady, Ma'Khia, she had a knife in her hand. Police officer pulls up, sticks his hand out, tries to grab some sort of clarity as to what's going on in 9 to 20 seconds. Pow, 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 pow. You killed this 16-year-old child? I'm not feeling this one. I'm not feeling this one at all. You can say what you want to say. I don't care. you don't like what I said, if it sounds as though I'm siding uh, with Ma'Khia, my issue is better assessment skills before you pull the trigger. That's what I'm saying. We shoot first and create some damage control afterwards. Another child died needlessly. How are they going to paint this picture now? The police officer was well within his right to fire upon that child. There's going to be a whole lot of investigation going on behind this. A whole lot of damage control potentially going on right now. So let's get our story right. I will say this, to the credit of the police department, in my mind, I don't believe that any police officer arriving that day on that particular scene had any intentions to do anything unlawful. I don't believe that. But I do believe that it was a bad decision once they did arrive. It was a bad decision for the one police officer to shoot and kill a black 16-year-old child without assessing the situation. That was it. That was all. Let me know what your feelings are, what your thoughts are, your perspective on what we already know by virtue of a couple videos so far. And we will piggyback on this a little bit later. This is Brother Teacher. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Take care.